and I'm Stampin' Up demonstrator in Basking Ridge, New Jersey, and I go live every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time to share with you some of the things that I'm working on, some of the specials that are going on at Stampin' Up, and all that kind of stuff. And today is no exception. Today we are going to make a card that is going to be part of my Stamp-A-Stack this week. So I do in-person classes every month. I do the second Friday at 7 p.m. and 10 a.m., as well as the Thursday just before it at 10 a.m. and the Saturday right after at 10 a.m. So I set up one time, all set up right now, and we just keep it that way for several days, and people come and go. So this is one of the cards that we're going to be doing there, and it's a new product, something that I'm very excited about. It is so darn adorable, and we did go live yesterday with our brand new January through April mini catalog, as well as a whole slew of new online exclusives. And we also announced our bonus days. So that's an opportunity to get even more rewards and money back. I say money back, but you get a coupon that you can use next month for 10%, for $5 for every $50 in orders. So essentially right about 10%. So anyway, those are some of the big things going on right now. We do also have a new product of the month, so maybe I'll show you that next week. I ordered mine yesterday, so hopefully it'll be here very soon. And without any further delay, let's go ahead and take a look at what we're going to be working on today. So let's see. So the bundle that we're using is called Woolly Friends. Look at this. This is the stamp set, and so it has different parts of a little sheep. Isn't that just so cute? Plus it has this a two-step stamping set to make these little tulips. Tulips are very popular right now in the mini catalog. Take a look at it if you get an opportunity. You can see it online in the online store. It has some adorable little sayings that go with it. It also has a little cowbell and a little bow. So it coordinates with its friend, the builder punch. So you can see that you can cut out the pieces. It's hard to show this because it's got the reflector. Here, let's look at it this way. You've got all the pieces, 4 different pieces that you can punch out based on what you've stamped, and it makes it a fun builder card. So let's go ahead and make a card using this. And I've got a couple of tricks for you too. So let's start with, we're gonna make a Valentine today. It could be used as a Valentine, or it doesn't have to be a Valentine. So we're gonna use a red card base, and we're just gonna fold that in half. And we're gonna use our scoring bone, give that a nice crease. Oops, I gotta turn on my chat, see if anybody's chatting with me today. Where are you guys? There's somebody. Hello, Susan from PA. Welcome. All right, so we're going to take a piece of white and put it on the inside of the card. Oops. So rarely do I actually have the cover on my stamp and seal. It's a good idea to keep it on so it doesn't stick to everything, but I first of all, I lose it, and then I just forget to put it on. So anyway, now we've got a piece on the inside, and then we're going to take another piece of white and put it on the outside. And that's to make everything pop. So here we go. We've got this on the outside. And now we're going to make our special things to go with it. So let's start off with, we're going to make a little background for this. And to do that, I'm actually going to use another punch. This is the 3-banner punch. It also goes with a banner sayings stamp set. It's currently not available, but it's going to be back very soon. So anyway, but this banner punch punches out 3 different banners. And a little trick I have for you here is I only want the middle banners, and I'm going to make a background by punching out a bunch of different patterns of paper. And so I'm going to take the love notes, and I've cut it to 3/4 of an inch by 3 inches. And I'm just going to pop that in and just quickly punch it out. So then I've got one little banner, and I don't have to worry about wasting that very, very special designer series paper. The love notes are 6x6 sheets. So you get a lot of them, but there's still just a limited supply. So I've got, I just punched out 2 for you, but we're going to actually punch out 6 of them for in the class. And I've used 2 of the designs are the same. So these 2 and these 2, and then this one is a little bit different, just to give a little bit of variety. But take a look at this one. Let's see how cute it is. Unfortunately, it's only part of a piece of the 6x6, so I couldn't use it for all of them. But I do want to put it right in the middle of my card. So I'm going to go ahead and place that down. Because there are 6, you need, the middle is kind of off a little bit. Now I eyeball things. You can, if you really want to, go in and work with that. The only thing is you have to make sure that they're going the right way. We don't want upside down flowers. So I'm going to go ahead and put that here, and then I'm going to put the other designs right around it. I'm just going to use a little space in between. It's a really good idea to try to get them straight. I'm not sure I'm straight. I can't kind of can't see exactly. I can see I'm off a little here. It's hard to do because I'm a little bit on an angle with the camera here, but that's okay. Nobody's really going to care. And I'm just laying them down, and I'm using just my Stampin' Seal to get them down. And again, I just have a little space in between. And you can do whatever design you want. Just if you're coming to class, I ask that you try to stick with the 2 stripes, 2 hearts, and then 1 each of these 2 designs because I have fewer of them, okay? We want to make sure we have enough for everybody coming to class. So now this has become the background for our card, for our focal point, okay? So isn't that cute with that paper? And again, it doesn't have to be a Valentine. You can also use anything you want that as your background, right? You can use any designer paper. Very simple to make it, a non-Valentine card. So anyway, so that is our card base, and we're going to put that aside because the next thing we're going to do is stamp our sheep. So what I did, and this is what I do with all my builder punches, I created a mask, and this mask just involved punching out of a dark piece of paper 1 time. And the reason I say a dark piece of paper is because it helps you be able to see where you're stamping. So I punched it out 1 time, and I put a little piece of washi tape, some washi tape that we used to carry, and I'm just going to lay it down on top of a piece of basic white cardstock. This happens to be 3x4. It's a nice, easy size for me to work with. Now I'm going to take my Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and I'm going to stamp right inside. See what I mean by since it's dark paper, I can go ahead and just stamp inside and really kind of see where I'm going, especially if I could get my head right over the top. So you can see that I've got his little body in there, and then I'm going to do the same thing with his head. And I'm going to pull this towards me just a little bit just so I can line it up properly. And I don't know if I'm going to get it exactly right, but there you go. So I've got his little head in there. Look at that. There it is, little face. Now I could also, this is for the bow, and this is for the cowbell, but I'm not using that on this card. I've got enough going on here. So once you've got that stamped, watch what happens. You take off your mask, you pull out your punch, and you slide it in, and voila. Look at that. It lines up so you can punch them both at the same time. And you don't have to worry about the waste or punching into another piece that you've already stamped because you miscalculated on where they go. And because it has so many things to punch, it's going to be hard to get. Okay, so even though this paper is a little bit thinner than our regular cardstock, so I'm going to use my 2 hands. Sorry, I shook everything, but you can see they pop out. And here we'll see, we've even got our cowbell and our bow if we wanted to use it, but now we've got his little head. So isn't that adorable? Now remember, that is using a mask, and if you're coming to class, there'll be a mask at your station that you can do exactly that. You could also take a strip of paper and just stamp them randomly. That's up to you. So I wanted to ground this little guy. So I took a piece of real red cardstock and one of the Stylish Shapes dies, and I pretty much can't make a card without, seems like I can't make a card without them. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down here so that our little sheep isn't just floating around the card. You always want to try to ground your elements, especially when it's something, that kind of emulates something real. So you don't want them just flying around, floating around. And so then we're going to take our little sheep body, and we're just using regular adhesive. I use dimensionals on the circle. And using regular adhesive, I'm going to go ahead and see how it grounds him. He's kind of like on the ground over here, let's just say, okay? And then for his little head, you can put it on a little angle, and I'm going to use one more dimensional. Did I say glue dot before? I'm sorry if I did. I'm only using dimensionals. And I'm going to give him a little kind of jaunty angle. You guys know how I love that word, jaunty. And so isn't he cute? So adorable. Now, we need a sentiment, and this set has a number of sentiments, but I'm going to use the one that says, "You're simply fabulous." And once again, I'm going to go to my banner punch, and this time I'm going to use a different one. I'm going to use the top one, and I just took a strip of, this is actually just a scrap of basic white cardstock that I had, and I'm just punching the one that I want because I don't need both ends of this one. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp carefully right onto this. It just fits. If you come to this, it just fits on there. You're simply fabulous. Okay, and we're going to put that on, and we're going to use some just regular adhesive, and we're going to slide it just a little bit under the edge of our sheep, because I like to hide the edges when it's like this. And so I've laid that down. There we go. We've got our adhesive, and then of course we need some gems. So for this card, I used the strawberry slush and pink gem, pretty and pink gems. I'm just using the, this comes with 3 different colors. It comes with 2 shades of pink. So here's one of them. I guess that's the pretty and pink one. There's also strawberry slush, which is a, deeper pink. And then it also comes with these clear ones. And so I'm using the clear ones because I happen to have a bunch of them. And I'm going to use 1 big, 2 small, like I normally do. And I'm just going to put them, they kind of get lost on the card because they're clear, but when you look at it carefully, it's kind of a nice little surprise on the card. So we've got 1, 2, and then we'll add 1 more at the bottom. Why am I using this end? I don't know. Here we go. If we use the putty end, it becomes a lot easier to pick it up. And I'm going to put it right here. I don't want to put it behind him. It doesn't look very appetizing. So anyway, here is our card. Perfect for a Valentine because of that background paper, but it can also, it could also be an everyday card for somebody who's just simply fabulous. So let me know how you feel about this card and about the new Woolly Friends set bundle, and I hope you enjoyed watching, and we'll see you the next time. So I'll be back next week. If put anything in the comments, I'd be happy to hear from you. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care. Bye-bye.